Back now with our NBC News exclusive. Every year, hundreds of thousands of Americans are arrested for drugs after police conduct field tests. But as Blayne Alexander reports, a new study finds many of those test results may be false.
Simon Kofi and his wife were driving home from dinner in 2017 when they were pulled over by a Georgia police officer for driving with their high beams on.
Step out of the car for me.
He asked to search your car.
Yes.
Were you surprised when he said that?
Yes, a little bit.
According to the police report, the officer smelled marijuana and then searched the car.
Is there any marijuana in the
Simon
car?
says he and his wife have never smoked. The officer found a bag of small white pills. Folic acid, Simon says, a common vitamin for women who are trying to conceive, as they were.
I'm gonna turn around, place your hands behind your back.
So they were shocked when the officer returned and arrested them. They were taken to jail, where the officer performed a field drug test on the pills. The result? Positive for an illegal substance, ecstasy.
We were stripped naked and we were asked to cough. It was like a movie. Yeah, we couldn't believe that because we knew nothing about what the allegation was.
The couple spent 2 weeks in jail. A Georgia Bureau of Investigation lab test later confirmed what Simon already knew. The pills were just vitamins. Now, a new first-of-its-kind study shows Simon and his wife are among tens of thousands of Americans every year wrongly implicated by field drug tests.
Our primary mission is to identify sources of error in the criminal justice system.
Ross Miller led the nearly 2-year study at the University of Pennsylvania.
So this is one of the reagent tests used to detect the presence of cocaine.
Here's how the field drug tests work. Officers drop the substance into this small bag. If a vial changes color, that indicates the presence of an illegal drug. Penn's study found that of the nearly 1.5 million drug arrests each year, roughly half involve the field tests. And of those, almost 30,000 arrests stem from a false positive.
How significant is that number?
For one thing, it's not a number. It's 30,000 people. That's 30,000 times a year that the criminal justice system is getting it wrong.
The test instructions say findings must be confirmed by a secondary laboratory test. But Miller says in many cases, that's not happening. Especially harmful, he says, considering many of the tests are done at night.
You can imagine that situation can lead to a lot of sort of bad reads.
Of those 30,000 mistaken arrests, the study finds nearly 90% result in a wrongful conviction.
At this point, it's the largest known specific single factor leading to wrongful convictions in the United States.
Is it that the tests themselves are flawed, or are the departments using them incorrectly?
I don't think it's fair to say the tests themselves are flawed. These tests were never intended to be the final decision maker in terms of whether or not somebody was carrying drugs.
The 2 drug test companies cited in the report and demonstration did not respond to our request for comment. For Simon and his wife, they were eventually able to get their record expunged and hope this study will spare others the same experience.
If it could happen to us, it can happen to anybody too.
Blayne Alexander, NBC News, Norcross, Georgia.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.